All right, let's see how we finished it up. All right, so now we got to write our equation in standard form. Add this up, I got negative 27.25. Pat, what's going to go right here? You remember?
Just half a seven.
Good. X plus half of 7, so x plus 3.5 squared. All right, that is your standard form. This is our equation right here in standard form. What's our vertex going to be? We flip the sign on this one, so that's negative 3.5. We don't flip the sign on the one that's not inside the parentheses. So I just bring down negative 27.25. That is how you find the vertex on 16 through 19. All right, so again, all this stuff's on your test Wednesday. Ashley, any question? All right, after I show you 17, then y'all should be able to do 18 and 19 by yourself. 17 is a little different. You good, Julie? All right, what's different about 17? All right, Samara, you see anything different on 17 that we didn't have to deal with on 16?
You gotta divide.
We got to divide by 4. Now here's the question. Do I divide all the numbers by 4?
No.
Nope, only the ones in the group. So, put your 4 out front. 4 divided by 4 gives you x squared there. 32 divided by 4 gives you 8, and then you put your box. What do we do with the plus 44? We just move it down out of the way. You do not divide it by 4 because it's not in the group. All right, here we go. Laney, can you fill in the box for me?
16.
Half of 8 is 4, squared is 16. That's good. So Samara, what we did on the last problem, if I had plus 16 here, I put a minus 16 here. But hold up, this one's different. You got a 4 in the front now that we have to deal with. 4 times 16 is positive 64. So what goes over here? Negative 64. We got it. All right, so x plus 4 squared is right here. That is your standard form of the equation. All right, now what's the vertex going to be? You flip your sign here, and you don't flip it there. Now, I could not ask you to graph this because negative 20, we can't go down 20.
So all you do when you look for a vertex is look in front of the parenthesis and behind.
Say it again.
All you do when you
Oh,
look for
you look inside the parenthesis for that number, and the one behind it for that number.
and you change, you switch.
You switch this one because it's inside parentheses. You don't switch that one because it's not. Now I can show you mathematically why that is, but just trust me on that. All right, so 18 is just like 16. Y'all should be good. All right, go back and look how we did 16 and do 18. Go. Remember, we are turning this in. All right, so I got my x squared plus 34. Alicia, how do I figure out what goes in the box?
You would have 34, which
17,
square.
which is,
289.
so I got plus 289 there, I got minus 289 here. All right, next, last step. Alicia, what goes inside the parentheses?
Wait, what did you
X.
Hold on, go ahead.
What'd you just say was half of 34?
All right, we said half of 34 was 17.
Mhm.
Then I looked on the board. 17 squared is 289. So I think we're good there.
Okay, I
All right,
got it.
Alicia, go ahead.
You would put X plus 17.
Add this up, it's minus 200. All right, and Alicia, what's my vertex?
You would do negative 17 and negative 200.
All right, don't let the big numbers bother you. As long as we don't have to graph it, it's okay. Now, if we had to graph it, I could not give you one. All right, so Samara, what are we going to divide everything by number 19 by? Negative 6, not positive. So, I only divide what's inside the group. Now, this is a place everybody messes up. Watch. Everybody does this. What's wrong with that?
You gotta.
Let's look. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. That would make you miss the whole problem if you didn't get that right. Just move your 26 out of the way. Remember, you don't divide the 26 by the negative 6 because it's not in the group. All right, Ashlyn, explain to me, how do we figure out what goes in the box?
4 divided by 2 squared.
Very good. So I got a plus 4 here. Do I put a minus 4 here? This one's got a trick. What's the trick? -6 times 4 is -24. So what do we put out here?
Positive.
Very good. Some of y'all are gonna miss that. All right, let's see how it's different. So if I go, whoops, get rid of that. If I go here, all right, look at the differences between 14 and 20. What do y'all see that's different just by looking at the problems? I got them side by side up here on the board. What are the differences?
That's a variable.
So far, all the problems we've done have been y equals. And when it's y equals, the parabola goes up and down on the y-axis, okay? What's it gonna look like when it's x equals? It's gonna go on the x-axis, so now it's gonna look like this, guys. It's gonna be on its side. We have not done any of these. There's just a couple different things you have to change. All right, so let's start off doing it the same way, and let's see if we notice something's different. All right, so first step, make your group. Same way we did all the other ones. Make it y squared minus 8y, then your box. Just move down that plus 18 out of the way. Same thing we did on the front. All right, Julia, explain to me what goes in the box. Half of 8's 4, squared is 16. I got a plus 16 there, so I got a minus 16 there. All right, Hunters, keep your phone up, please. All right, so now we got y minus 4 here and plus 2. Check that behind me. Does that look good? We good? All right, here's the first thing that's different. Everybody watch. When you go to write your ordered pair for your vertex, inside the parentheses, what do you have? You got y minus 4. If you had y minus 4 equals 0 and you moved it over, that would be y equals positive 4, right? All right, where does that go? That equals your y. It's got to go here. It's been flipped around. Does that make sense? So 2 goes here. All right, that is the first place you can mess up. Now, I will have these separated on the test. I will have one side where they were just like what we did, where they're up and down the normal way, and I will have one side where it's all like this, backwards. All right, so now graph your vertex, over 2, up 4. Everybody go on your graph, put a point. All right, now for the other change. All right, look, when we graphed it the old way, everybody's watching, you got a parabola going up and down. How did we pick the 4 numbers that we had to plug in? 2 on the right, 2 on the left, right? Okay. Well, it no longer looks like that. Crap, messed
So
up.
2 up and 2 down?
There you go. So when it looks like this, and here's your vertex, you got to plug in 2 numbers above, 2 numbers below. So we're going to plug in 2 and 3 below. We're going to plug in 5 and 6 above. But watch, guys, you got to plug them in on this side. 2 and 3, 5 and 6. Why do I have to plug them in on the y side of my chart? Because when I plug them in, I'm plugging them in the y, not the x. So we got a couple differences here. But that's it. The rest of it's easy. The rest of it's normal. All right, y'all help me do this one. If I plug in 2 right here, 2 minus 4 is -2. Square it's 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Now, the part about the pattern should still work. All right, let's plug in 3. What's 3 minus 4? That's -1. Square it. It's +1. 1 plus 2 is 3. All right, let's plug in 5. What's 5 minus 4? That's 1. 1 squared is 1. Add 2 is 3. So following the pattern, what's my last answer going to be? It's going to be 6. All right, now when you graph that, it should make a parabola turned on its side. Over 6 up 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up 2. Over 3 up 3. Over 3 up 5. 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Whoa. All right, that's what mine looks like on 20. All right, let's see what we got. All right, Samara, explain to me, how do I figure out what goes in the box? Probably gonna need your calculator for this one.
3.5
Half of 7 is 3.5, then what?
times 3.85 squared.
Good, do that for me, so I don't have to do it. 12.25.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's see if I can find this documents. All right, so y plus 7, y'all said 12.25. So over here, I need a minus 12.25. All right, so now I got y plus 3.5 squared with a minus 4.25. All right, I messed up here this morning. All right, y'all help me out again. What goes where? The 3.5 is with the y, so down here it's got to go in the y coordinate spot. So negative 3.5 goes second. Even though I did it right on 20, I messed it up on 21 when I did it in the first block. So negative 4.25 goes here. All right, this one's yucky. Decimals everywhere. All right, we're gonna have to graph it. So how do we graph our vertex? We gotta go to negative 4.25. How do I do that? Negative 4 and a little bit past it, right there, close enough. Yep.
When you swap them, so it's the same thing, you change the,
Yeah, you still change the one that's in the parentheses, but do you understand why we're swapping them?
yeah.
Because now you got a y in the parentheses, so that number's got to go in the y coordinate spot. All right, and now we got to go down 3.5. 1, 2, 3.5. Just get it close, guys. All right, last step. Plug in your 4 points. All right, on the whole back page, how do we pick them again? It's not 2 on the left, 2 on the right anymore. How is it? 2 above, 2 below. All right, so above, I'm going to plug in negative 3 and negative 2. Below, I'm going to plug in negative 4 and negative 5. If you want to plug in decimals, you can. I would not recommend that. Got a suggestion? I thought, why don't we just do this? Why don't we just go through and divide everything by 4, right? I thought that would make it easy. Then it would look like this. That becomes 4y and that becomes 22. But the problem is, if you do it that way, Hunter, you can't do like your group because you got y squared over 4. It doesn't work. So yeah, I thought that would work. It didn't work. So we're just going to do it the regular way. We're just going to leave 4x over there and not worry about it to the last step, okay? Make your box. All right, y'all fill in the box and do it the same way you've been doing it. And I'll show you the extra step on the end instead of the first step. All right, James, fill in the box for me. Half of 16 is 8, so we got plus 64 there, minus 64 there. All right, everything's good. So I got y plus 8 squared plus 24, right? All right, so everybody should be on this step. Now let's divide everything by 4. So watch, you're going to have x equals, what number's right here if you don't see 1? So 1, right? So that goes to 1/4. Still got your y plus 8. Now 24 divided by 4 is 6. This is your new standard form. So when you have one like that with a number like 4x on the left side of the equal sign, work it all the way out, and when you get on the last step, just divide by 4. Now, what's your vertex? Let's see, you gotta be -8 on the y, so it's 6, -8. All right, y'all do 25 the same way, and we'll check it. It's just one extra step.